Hello everybody, I'm going to tell you how to play my mods now because a lot of people don't seem to understand them. I'm going to start with the roleplay concept, which is basically making a character and sticking to it. But there are styles of play for roleplay games that people expect of you. So when you play a roleplay game, they expect you to know this stuff. Now the first thing is you're expected to look around. You're expected to explore. You're expected to talk to other NPCs. You're expected to follow instructions and check your diaries and objectives. This is all things that people expect of people playing roleplay games. The moment you fail to listen to NPCs, fail to check objectives, fail to follow instructions and turn up and pass me, how do I start this quest, how do I start that quest, you might as well give up playing roleplay games and go stick to bikini mods. Because I mean, you're not actually going to get anywhere in them because the whole RPG concept involves those things. So if you can't do those things, just give up, walk away. It's not for you, right? I won't be answering questions anymore about my quests on forums or anywhere else, right? I'm expecting you to look. I'm expecting you to listen. I'm expecting you to talk to NPCs. I'm expecting you to follow instructions. Now that's over with. There are some misunderstandings about my mods, and I can't blame people for this because most quest mods are linear. Mine are not, and I'll give you some examples now. If we go back to Kvatch Rising, right, an older mod of mine for Oblivion, it had a quest in it called Dark Arts Retrial. That Dark Arts Retrial only started after you became Archmage and ended at the end of the main quest for Oblivion when the Fourth Era started, because after that it became a moot point because the Mages Guild no longer existed. So, there's a quest pops up for a narrow window. But if you were to do the main quest and then do the Mages Guild quest, you'd never see it. So that's not linear. That's a time-critical quest that popped up just at the right time to be useful and vanished again. Many players of my mods don't even know that quest exists because they've never done things in that order. Now, if we look at Return to Helgen for Skyrim, that has quests in it like that too. Quests that only appear after the Greybeards declare you Dragonborn. Quests that only appear after you finish the Civil War. Quests that only appear after the Dark Brotherhood kill the Emperor. After all, you can't be Emperor if the Emperor is still alive, and the game provides a method of killing him already. So that is used. You've got to finish that quest line to become Emperor. And now I've got this Dark Lord Grimoires. Before you can actually see any quests, you've got to be Archmage. And once you become Archmage, the very first thing it presents you with is a quest called White Arrow Fever. That separates the role players from the people that can't follow instructions. For instance, the guy waffles on for quite a bit, deliberately, so the people that don't follow instructions tune out. Near the end he says, whatever you do, ignore the white arrow. Anybody following the white arrow automatically fails the quest, and that locks down all the other quests, disabling them, turning the entire mod into an eye candy mod. Those people that follow instructions unlock the next quest, which is a lot more interesting and actually useful. However, right, there's only one way to fail the quest, and you've got to deliberately do it. So you won't fail the quest even if you forget what was said. You'll only fail the quest if you do what it said not to do. The other thing to consider is this. You don't think of my mods individually, think of them as a group. For instance, right, if I had a large mage mod and it unlocks lots of mage features which interact with the game like I mentioned before by turning on when certain quests are done, and I know a mage will do certain quests automatically but a warrior wouldn't, I could have my mod unlock features when it sees you role-playing a mage, but not when it sees you role-playing a warrior. So I could check, for instance, if you've done the Civil War quest, and if you have, not unlock any mage quests. I can deliberately hide them from you. And another thing is, if I do a warrior mod, and I find out you've joined the College of Winterhold, I know you're a warrior, not behaving like a warrior. So I can lock down any pure mage quests. On the same time, I can unlock battle mage quests for both of them eventualities. So it supports your decision. So you only get what you've chosen to be. Now, if you imagine that spread across several mods, you can then imagine it spread across several games as well. He says you can see a situation arising where every game is different. quests are locks and unlocks according to your decisions in that game. And the more of my mods you add, the more choices you're getting. And the more they seem to interact, even though they're completely different mods, they interact and merge. I did this in Oblivion, I called it the Cyrodiil upgrade. And I'm doing it again in Skyrim. For instance, a mage can go to Helgen, shop there, do anything you want, you can even become Emperor. But a mage shouldn't be Emperor, should he really? A mage is an intellectual, he studies, he doesn't fight, he doesn't plot. He's too busy studying. The Telvanni are good examples of this. They may have their own politics, but they are mages and they do studying. That's all they care about is more power. Magic power, that is. So I can spread features across several mods that unlock features that only certain types of roleplay characters can see, making every single game you play different. But you've got to approach my mods the right way. If you think A, B, C, D linear, you're never going to see any of that. You're only going to see 1% of my mods and that's it. So listen up, this next bit's important. Anyway, this is how you play my mods, right? All of my mods. Think of it as a town. The mod is a town. They're not all a town, but think of it as a town. You'll go to the town when you first arrive, you look around, do any quests that are there. And then you'll leave the town and do some other things. And then you'll come back to the town and see what's changed in the few days you've been away. And do anything new that pops up. And then you'll go away again. And then you'll come back to the town again and see what else has popped up. That's how you play my mods. You don't camp in the town waiting for things to happen, because a lot of the time things that unlock quests in my mods happen out there in the world. Default quests you've got to do. Things you've got to find, places you've got to visit first. For instance, all those people ask me how to start Helgen, they've never been to Solitude. Because that's how you start that quest, you get to Solitude. I can't use timers in this game because the timers are foobard. So you've got to go to Solitude, that trips a trigger that starts the quest. I thought Solitude was a pretty obvious place for people to go, given it's the capital of Skyrim, but apparently not. A lot of people don't bother going there. So think about it, right? When you play my mods, don't camp in one place going A, B, C, D, all the quests in order. It doesn't work that way. Leave the place, play normally, return, and everything will be absolutely fine. My mods fit in the game seamlessly. Once you understand that, and you treat them as just another part of the game, you'll have no problems with them whatsoever. Anyhow, good luck, and just remember I make roleplay mods for roleplay gamers and lore fans. If you're not them things, you really should be playing my mods. Bye bye.